Welcome to the Enlightened Voice. Stay high.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another segment of the Enlightened Voice. I'm your host, Christopher Bright. How are my insightful voices doing today? How are my disciples of Greg doing today? Please say hi to Greg. You know my man 10 toes down, even though we ain't got no toes, brother. You feel me? Alright, let me apologize. I did take a little 2-week break. Life happened. I was trying to catch up. And now we back with another. It's been a while since we done some Evermore. I think it's been like, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's been like almost damn near like 8 months, not like a year. Go watch my last episode outside of the marijuana mayhem that I did, because I know that wasn't like that too long ago. But go watch the last Evermore review I did. But now we have something new. I will say, before I even get into the review, just to like say my little spiel, y'all know I gotta get my feelings out. I just feel like Evermore has definitely dropped the ball when it comes to like their genetic library. At one point 2 years ago, if you asked me about Evermore's genetic library, I'd have been like, man, I feel like they got the best genetic library. And now I feel like they're kind of being left behind in the dust. I will say that. So it does suck to see someone go from like such glory to kind of like now they're like in the running with like people, like, but it definitely let's get into this. I will at least say they're at least in-house breeding. These are creations that they're creating, so those things, so creating strains do take time. You got to pheno hunt, you got to make sure you got everything. So I will say they're not exactly in the same boat as like, people are still looking to try to find good genetics, but they're trying to create their own. So, hats off for me, hats off. But if you see in the title of this video, then you know we got poppin', baby. That Funky Guava for y'all, shorty. You feel me? All right. Now, let's break into the genetics of this Funky Guava. You feel me? I'm still wearing a little Evermore jacket from when I used to work there. You feel me? A little inner turmoil about that. Probably why it took so long for me to actually do a review of that. But they just didn't have anything like new that I personally would have wanted to like review until I seen the Funky Guava. Maybe I think it was the Sunset Syrup to Guava Cream cross, that as well, but it'll just be a lot of Guava Cream crosses, I would guess, for the for the time being. But let's break into these genetics. So clearly it is bred by, Evermore, in-house Baltimore bred. You feel me, baby? Baltimore, bitch. Let me stop. If I'm not mistaken, Guava Cream is Bloom Seeds. So if I'm not mistaken, Evermore got some Guava Cream seeds, popped those, and found a male out of that, and decided to keep that male and cross that to everything. All right, and Funky Guava is a cross of GMO to Guava Cream number 5. Guava Cream number 5 is the male that Evermore had found. I don't think I have ever said Guava Cream on this channel before, and I think this is the first time that I'm doing any of the Guava Cream crosses before. So Guava Cream is a cross of Guava's number 62 crossed to Grape Cream Cake. And like I said, if I'm not mistaken, that is from Bloom Seeds Company. This honestly seems like the perfect time to take a break. So I'll see you guys when you get back.
We so high tech.
Babe, oh my god. Did y'all see her? So I do like the structure wise. Not too much in the coloration. Trichomes definitely look amazing. I will say that. Structure wise, a little bit of foxtail. She probably gets that from the GMO. But let's break into the smell for y'all, baby. Because I do enjoy, I do enjoy good weed, babe. Look at that. Look at that. All right, let's bring it to the smell. So initially, you get that pungent GMO kind of smell. That funky, pungent, GMO smelly kind of, but then with a like a tinge of like something that cuts in there. So it's not like, of course, the guava cream, but it like the I'll say not sweetness, but like more of a creamy kind of smell, like almost a vanilla ish, creamy ish, like papaya ish kind of that cuts into the pungent, like not really rancid smell, but like close enough to that type of. She blends that like almost rancid, pungent GMO kind of smell with a little bit of like a creamy kind of fruity ish smell. I will say that like I ain't, like I said, it was for in-house genetics. You feel me? Things don't always translate well, so I'll definitely say like this is something I can especially for production style too. I'm not too mad at the smell. I definitely feel like it could have been better. Possibly could do with maybe more curing time and things like that because I haven't usually I would let it sit in a jar, but gotta hop right back into it, baby. So I had to review something. You feel me, shorty? And this is what we decided to do. So it didn't have the time that I usually would give it. So I would definitely say maybe with the cure, it could deepen in that smell and the blending of how they both do. But this is my favorite part of the video, baby. So let's pop. Cool. Oh, let's get a drop pull for y'all real quick. Come on. In the dry pull, initially I got the pungent, but then it just kind of like became really sweet all around. Okay, let's break into it. Well. Okay. Oh, my butt, go to butt. I will say, kind of like the Midnight Circus, she almost has a hit that's too strong. It is such a scratchy back of the throat, chest busting kind of hit. Like she's definitely in the same realm for me as the Midnight Circus is. Like she just hits so aggressively and so hard in the chest. Almost a little too hard, baby. But to bring it to the taste, that creaminess with a little bit of that, like I said, I don't want to keep saying pungent because pungent is kind of like have a negative connotation, but that's what it is. Technically, is it's like that aggressive. Honestly, a lot of it gets lost in the aggressiveness of the hit. Like you don't get a crazy deep smell. I mean, deep taste from it. I would say because it like hits you in the chest so goddamn hard, which is definitely what GMO does. You feel me? So the guava cream is kind of honestly probably like sitting lightly on the palate while the GMO like aggressively just hits your chest. And then on the back end, you do get a slight, nice little creamy finish with it as well. So you get the creaminess on the inside somewhere in there, but then like I said, the GMO really takes over and like just hits you in the chest, and then on the back end on the exhale, you get again that introduced to that creamy kind of like palate. I will say I ain't gonna stunt you. As far as hit goes, it's definitely up there one of my faves. Like I said, it it seems like it can get a little bit too like chest hitting, like I said, Midnight Circus is. Every hit from me, at least with Midnight Circus, is kind of like, god damn, you gotta take a fucking 10-second break between hits and shit. But this is kind of like in that same realm, but with a little bit like of a smoother finish, I'll say. Like I said, not big on the fruity side, I'll say, but that's why the GMO just kind of like just takes over, sinks its claws into what the guava cream is, and then it blends well. It's just like I said, I'll say for my like Z smokers, it's probably not so much, but for my like sour diesel-ish kind of smokers, it's in our realm, baby. It's definitely in our realm. And as far as effects go, she kind of has, I'll say, an overall-ish kind of effect. It's not like, it doesn't really sit too well any one place. It's not like too heady. It does like tend to go up initially in your head, kind of like smack as much as it can, and then kind of like mellow you out as the whole high goes on. I'm imagining the initial smacking is kind of what the GMO does, because GMO is like, oh god, I'm fucking high as shit. So that's kind of like what it wants to do, but the guava cream kind of quells that a little bit and allows you to like get that like more mellowish, so you're not getting overwhelmingly. That's probably not even a word, but you're not getting too overwhelmed when you get high. It is more or less like I said, the initial like whoop, and then we're kind of like those roller coasters that kind of go up, but then they don't drop. They just kind of like go back down, like drop you back down, and you kind of like just sway back. It's like kind of like that. It's like there's no like like really really drop off point. It's just kind of like a nice that was cool. That was anticipated. I like that. You feel me? Like that kind of thing. But I really enjoy it. I'm not gonna stunt you. It's a cool, like I said, for in-house genetics, for Evermore, trying their hand. A lot of companies clearly have tried that. Curio, Culta. I want to say there's probably a couple more that I'm missing, but that have tried their hand at in-house breeding, and sometimes it doesn't always work. The G line, G perps, G nan, all horrible. But like you feel me. But again, like you still got like somebody who's willing to put their foot on put their faith in their genetics and try to at least find something. And Funky Guava, cause not mad at it. And as always, stay high, my friend.